Misplaced modifiers. A modifier is a part of a sentence which provides extra information about a word or a phrase in the sentence. Modifiers can be a single word or a phrase. Consider this dead sentence. A girl was singing. Now, why did I call it a dead sentence? You will understand this when I show you how modifiers give life to this sentence. Let's start by modifying the sentence. A beautiful girl was singing. Here, the word beautiful conveys extra information about the girl who was singing. We already know that beautiful is an adjective. Hence, adjectives are, in other words, modifiers. Let's make another change to the sentence. A beautiful girl was singing slowly. Here, the adverb slowly modifies the action singing. Hence, one-word modifiers are adjectives and adverbs. So, what about standing on the stage, a beautiful girl was singing slowly? Standing on the stage gives even more information about the girl. This is an example of phrasal modifier. Now the sentence is completely alive. Do you now understand why I call the initial sentence dead? Let us take a look at one-word modifiers. I ate only vegetables. I only ate vegetables. What is the meaning of these sentences? The first sentence, I ate only vegetables, means I had nothing on my platter except vegetables. I did not eat anything else. I ate only vegetables. What about the second sentence? If you are thinking that it means I was the only person who ate vegetables, then you are wrong. The sentence to actually say that I was the only person who ate vegetables is, only I ate vegetables. So now tell me, what is the meaning of the second sentence? You're right. It means I didn't do anything else with the vegetables. I didn't wash it. I didn't cook it. I only ate it. Here is the basic rule. Modifiers usually modify the word that is closer to it. Did you notice that when we change the position of the modifier in a sentence, the meaning of the sentence changes? In our aptitude papers, we generally deal with these kind of errors wherein we will have to identify the misplaced modifiers. Let us see another example. He lost nearly $5,000 in Las Vegas. Here, the modifier nearly modifies the amount $5,000. This sentence means that he lost just below $5,000. So what does this sentence mean? He nearly lost $5,000 in Las Vegas. Here, we don't know how much he lost. He might have lost nothing at all. Let us look at phrasal modifiers now. Hanging on the wall, my mom liked the clock. Hanging on the wall is a phrasal modifier. What is the subject or noun closest to it? My mom. So, who is hanging on the wall? My mom. Let us try to imagine it. See this? This is what happens when you misplace a modifier. So what is the correct sentence? You're right. My mom liked the clock hanging on the wall. Problem solved. Let's see another example. He bought a horse for his sister named Prince. What is the phrasal modifier used here? Named Prince. So, is the sister's name Prince? Definitely not. So, what should the correct sentence be? He bought a horse named Prince for his sister. So, let us not forget, modifiers are like teenagers. They fall in love with whatever they're next to. Make sure they're next to something they ought to modify. Now that we know what misplaced modifiers are, we should also be careful to avoid two specific kind of modifier errors. Dangling modifier error and squinting modifier error. Dangling modifier error occurs when the sentence does not contain the word which is supposed to be modified. Example, The waiter finally served us after sitting at the table for nearly an hour. We can probably assume that we and not the waiter were sitting at the table for nearly an hour. Since the pronoun we does not appear in the sentence, the modifier is left dangling. Sometimes, correcting a dangling modifier requires that you reword the sentence. The correct sentence would read, "The waiter finally served us after we had been sitting at the table for nearly an hour." Therefore, to solve a dangling modifier, all you have to do is supply the specific word that the modifier describes. A squinting modifier error occurs when a modifier is placed mid-sentence and could describe either what precedes or what comes after it. In this case, the reader can't be sure about what the modifier is supposed to modify. Example: students who miss classes frequently fail the course. Does this sentence mean that students who miss classes frequently are those who fail the course? Or the students who miss classes would fail the course frequently? The only way to solve a squinting modifier is to reposition the modifier next to the word it is supposed to modify. We can correct the sentence as, "Students who frequently miss classes fail the course," or "Students who miss classes fail the course frequently." The correct answer depends on the meaning it was intended to convey. When we solve questions in this topic, we should also consider a few exceptions. We generally use adjectives to modify a noun and adverbs to modify a verb, with an exception of sense verbs. Sense verbs are verbs that describe someone's sensation or feeling or perception. Unlike other verbs, they require adjectives, not adverbs, to modify them. Example: the cake tastes delicious. Here, the adjective delicious is used to describe the verb taste. The sense verbs are mentioned.